Welcome along to another Mayo Football Show podcast. This week, it's week 15 and we got action from the TUI Cup semi-finals, plus action from the Elvery Sports Super League, the three-store Ballina League 1 and the Killeen Sports Ground League 2. And it's with the TUI Cup semi-finals that we start. Swinford became the first side to reach the TUI Cup final as they had a convincing 4-0 win over Achill Rovers in the first semi-final on Saturday evening. They had four different scorers on the night, with goals coming from Chris Reddington, Martin Murphy, Paddy O'Donnell and Joe Slevin. And the 2016 winners progressed to their second final in 3 years. Snugborough's Sunday morning started off with them being presented with the Club of the Month award for May, sponsored by Hastings Insurance Brokers. But they didn't have it all their own way, and they had to come from a goal behind to grind out a 3-1 win over Con Rangers. Rangers were ahead 10 minutes before the break, and they held the lead until the 75th minute when substitute Sean Curry levelled the scores. Curry then put Snugborough ahead before another substitute, Robert Ehlert, completed the scoring minutes later. The win was Snugborough's 11th in a row, and as the form side in the league, set themselves up perfectly for next weekend's top-of-the-table clash with Glenhest Rovers. In the Elvery Sports Super League, there was only one game on Saturday night as Ballyhane picked up a crucial point at home to second place Straden Foxford United, with the sides drawing 3-3 at Pat Quigley Park. The point moved Ballyhane out of the relegation zone, with Sean Kilcoyne scoring twice and Ben Edeg getting the other goal, as Joe Redmond's side put a dent in Straden Foxford United's title aspirations. But SNF were not done. Daniel Gorman has hit an impressive run of form lately, and this continued on Saturday as he scored twice to bring his league tally to 6 goals, while Stephen Moyles was also on target for Gary Byrne's side. And it's a point that could yet prove crucial. On Sunday afternoon, league leaders Ballinatown's unbeaten run came to an end as Claremorris picked up all 3 points with a 1-0 win at Cloncannon Park. Claremorris went into the game full of confidence as they were on a 6-game unbeaten run, and Mark Peters' side took full advantage of a below-par performance from Ballina, and a first-half goal from Simon Butler proved the difference between the sides.
I'm delighted for the lads. They worked really hard during that performance, particularly in the second half when we were under a lot of pressure. I'm delighted because the last couple of games we've had draws where we've had leads, going into the latter parts of games, and we've not been able to hold out. 3-3 against Manila and 2-2 against Knox. So I'm delighted today that we were able to hold out against an excellent team in Ballina.
Yeah, the second half, I suppose you rode your luck, but you make your luck sometimes. Your keeper made an excellent save there near the end, but apart from that, they never really troubled you that much.
No, I think the defence played very well. The whole 11, to be honest, but Jürgen had an excellent game in goal, and in particular, save at the end was fabulous. Kept us in the game there.
I know you had a 17-year-old lad there playing at right back, Harvey O'Brien. What a performance from a lad so young. Yeah, he's got an older head on young shoulders. He's played excellent in the last 3 games. He's come in from the B team, very, very young, and he's learning his trade. And to come and play a Super League game against a team like Ballina and to put in a performance like he did today was excellent. I'm joined by Mick Duffy, the manager of Ballinatown. I suppose it had in somewhere, Mick, and your run has ended here at Cloncannon Park today, the home of Claremorris. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I think we didn't really play for the first half, and we spoke at half time about maybe just playing our usual way, and I think for the second half we came out and played well. We created lots of chances, so it was like Jekyll and Hyde really, and the second half created lots of chances, which is all you can ask from the lads. They really give everything for the second half, and unfortunately it wasn't enough. We came up with some decisions went against us, and which can happen, and chances didn't go in. But we created lots, and I think they can be proud of their second half performance, and we're just on to the next one now. That's all we can do really. It's disappointing, but on we go.
I suppose on the day that performance would have beaten an awful lot of other sides in the Super League, but today Claremorris really put it up to you.
I know, fair play, yeah. I mean, they got their goal in the first half, and they hung on to it and defended well. But yeah, it's a good result for them, but obviously very disappointing for us.
Westport United moved to within 2 points of Straden Foxford United with a 1-0 win over relegation-threatened Kilchimon Knock United. After a goalless first half, the home side took the lead just before the hour mark as Darren Brown scored a brilliant goal from the edge of the area. Westport have the chance to move into second place next weekend if they can claim all 3 points in the rearranged game against Castlebar Celtic.
Following on from Ballina 2 weeks ago, we were looking for a reaction by race of a win, and we got that today.
Absolutely, yeah. It was good to get 3 points on the board and get us moving in the right direction. The game today, I thought, first half, probably lack of intensity on our part. You know, we said to the boys at half time that we were creating chances, just not getting that final touch on it, but all around the pitch, just a bit ponderous in possession, and we needed to move the ball a lot quicker. I think they did that second half. I think the first 15 minutes, second half, we were very, very good, and took the lead in, and looked like we were going to get a second or third goal. But in fairness to their keeper, he pulled off some great saves, and he was very good for not killing them all. I suppose when you're only 1-0 up, you're always liable that you could give something away at the back, and you know, you've got to kill teams off. I think that's important for us going forward, that when we are on top in games, that we get that second or third goal. But we're moving in the right direction, and I was happy enough with the boys overall. Definitely the intensity needs to improve, but we get back to training this week. We worked hard during the week. When it was very hot during the week, and in fairness today the conditions were perfect. But I'd just like to thank Liam Campion up in Super Value in Westport. He provided all the players and staff with some coconut water to help with our recovery during the game today and afterwards. So thanks very much for that, and it's great support for the team and for the club.
And following on to next week, Castlebar Celtic.
Yeah, it's one of the big games, isn't it? You look forward to that at the start of the season, and the game's postponed. So we're really looking forward to that now. We'll build during the week, and the boys will be firing and raring to go for that one.
And big news from Claremore as well, so they beat Ballina 1-0 today. So that actually opens up the league again.
It does, yeah. Ballina had a great season so far, and they're unbeaten going into the game this weekend. So I heard the results, so it opens up the door for everyone, but we just have to look after ourselves. We're only just over halfway through the season, and we'll keep building, and hopefully we'll get a go.
After picking up just 1 point in their opening 9 games, Erris Aintree have now won 2 games in a row to leave themselves with just 3 points from safety at the bottom of the Super League. Erris went in level at the break after coming from behind as Tom McAndrew equalised direct from a corner. Erris then took a 2-goal lead as Ryan Ruddy and Ivan Barrett put them in control of the game. Manola pulled the goal back to set up a frantic finish to the game, but Ruddy then secured the points for Paul Riley's side as he hit his second goal in the final minutes. And a quick look at the table. Strayton Foxford's late equaliser reduces Ballina Town's lead at the top to 7 points following their defeat to Claremorris. Meanwhile, down at the bottom, Ballyhane's point against SNF takes them out of the relegation places, while Erris Aintrie's recent form boosts their chances of survival. Next week, the teams in this division focus on the West Arrow Cup, where Ballinatown take on Ballyglass and Strayton Foxford United meet Manola. Meanwhile, in the Albury Sports Super League, the rearranged fixture between Castlebar Celtic and Westport United takes place. In the 3-store League 1, Ballinatown moved 5 points clear of Killala in the promotion spots with a comprehensive win over Mulranny United. The goals came from Dale Hopkins, who got 3, Shane Divers, Jamie Moyles and Jordan Delaney, who got 2 each, and Jason Muldoon and Eric Monk. They remain 2 points behind Manola B at the top of the table, but the sides meet on Saturday evening, where the town will have the chance to become the new league leaders. The current leaders, Manola B, had to dig deep to grind out a win against Partry Athletic on Saturday evening, as they came away with a 1-0 win to keep their place at the top of League 1. Killalla's promotion hopes took another blow as they were held to a 1-1 draw by Castlebar Celtic B on Sunday afternoon. They now have picked up only 2 points from 9 in their last 3 games, and they are now 5 points behind Ballinatown B in second place. Crossmina moved 5 points clear of the relegation zone as they came out top in a 7-goal thriller against Kilmore on Sunday afternoon. It was a much needed win for Derek Graham's side, with Shane Hennigan scoring twice and the other goals coming from Owen Corcoran and a Ian Gordon penalty. That defeat leaves Kilmore just 4 points ahead of Partry Athletic, who occupy the second relegation spot, with the sides meeting in Partry on Sunday in a relegation 6-pointer. In the Killeen Sports Ground League 2, Ballina United renewed their hopes of promotion from League 2 with a 3-2 win away to Ballivary Blue Bombers. Ballivary needed the win to keep in touch with the 2 teams above them, but for the second time in 3 weeks, they were beaten by a strong Ballina United side. Hollister were minutes away of going 8 points clear at the top of League 2 as Claremorris B struck a late equaliser to keep the gap to 5 points. In an entertaining first half that produced some quality football, it was Claremorris who had the first opportunity to open the scoring when they were awarded a penalty on 17 minutes. But Hollister keeper John Langdon saved well from Paul Maloney's spot kick. It was Hollister that opened the scoring on the half-hour mark, when Marcus Hunt got on the end of a well-weighted through ball and deftly chipped the keeper to make it 1-0 at the break. Maloney came closest to equalising, but was unlucky to see his brilliantly taken free kick come back off the underside of the crossbar, with Langdon beaten in the Hollister goal. Hollister twice thought they had secured the points, when first they had the ball in the net on 75 minutes, but was adjudged to have been offside, and 2 minutes later Anthony Loftus looked to have secured the 3 points for Hollister, but after intercepting a pass in the Claremorris box, his shot came back off both posts before being cleared to safety. Claremorris piled on the pressure and eventually got the reward deep in injury time when another Paul Maloney delivery was flicked on to find James Rowan at the back post, who finished to the back of the net. For the neutral, this was a highly entertaining game with periods of quality football and both sides giving everything.
Very good top of the table clash there, but you must have been disappointed to concede so late on.
I was very sick of it. Killing last minute, we should never be caught. We fell asleep, We fell asleep last minute, but seeing that, they played well. That's a strong team, in the first half, especially,
Both teams tried to play football.
Oh, definitely. There was a lot of foul in the second half, But look, we played well. We were still there. We're still there in the top, So we'll still keep playing. We still keep going. There was a few games there, and we got it over the line too, So, like in the last minute, they were sick there,
It's been a good season for you so far.
Brilliant, the lads are brilliant,
And you've got a player of the month award, or a manager of the month award as well under your belt, so keep that going.
That's brilliant. And the lads are doing well, but they're disappointed that 3 points were there for us, We just at the last minute, should have sleep.
Okay, Vinny.
Okay, right.
And that's where we leave it for week 15, with the last word going to Vinny Cohen of Hollister. Join us again next week. We'll have more action from right across the leagues.